Hello, viewers. Welcome to Politics on 45 TV. I'm Jude, and I'm here with Derrick. Derrick, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Not bad. The tone has been set in Ghana now, and then every now and then we are hearing other news from our folks in and from around the country. You know, today we are looking forward to bring in a captivating topic. It's not a lot. We are looking at discussing pertinent matters that borders around your pocket. Not only your pocket, matters that borders around our future going into 2025. Today, Derrick and I will be looking at the reintroduction of road tolls. Also, there is something coming. It's called the credit rating system. Derrick and I are going to look at it. But before I introduce you to the other topics, let me bring Derrick in. Let's check on Derrick and ask Derrick. Derrick, my brother, how's your weekend?
Oh, it's been good. The weekend started on a good note.
On a good note?
Yeah. We have good health too.
We have good health. I think I should start with today's episode with the less weightier matter. Everything to discuss here is of importance, but let me start with Napo, because the last time I was on the show with you, we looked at Napo in and out. I hear that on the grapevine that Napo is going about saying that chiefs should engage actively in politics. You know, they should not dissociate themselves. But is that not in contravention to what we all know, that chiefs are supposed to remain apolitical?
Yeah, that is the knowledge we all know. That is what we assume is supposed to be so. But then it isn't really the case. There are a lot of chiefs that they have their political affiliations. It's an open secret where the Ochehine is.
Yeah, he wasn't there till, but anyway.
Everybody knows where he is. Where everyone knows where Domahine is. He's always been.
No, I would not agree with you. Ochehine, I will agree with you, because it's not a picture. There's a video of Ochehine wearing the MPP T-shirt.
Oh
no. You are looking
from that front wearing an MPP T-shirt.
Yes. No. Yes, I could look at it from that front, right? But here's the case: he wore. But please, I personally want to. I don't want to side with Napo here. That's my bias. But then I want to say this for the Domahine. You know, I think that a lot of injustice has been done him because of his stance on national issues, and he has been tagged.
I don't genuinely think it's any injustice. But what I'm not trying to agree with what Napo is trying to say. What I'm trying to say here is that over the years, a lot of chiefs, some would show their political colors. True. Others wouldn't show. Granted. Which is not supposed to be so. In fact, in Bremain, close to where I stay, one of the chiefs openly supported John Mahama, made a declaration.
Oh yes.
And he said that because he had contested on the ticket of NDC as a parliamentary candidate for some time ago and lost an election. So for chiefs showing where they belong to, it's not something that is supposed to be supported, because you know what politics most times bring on board. And chiefs are supposed to be the head of their various
primary
custodians of the land, of where they are. So picking side, it's going to even be disrespect to the stool.
It is.
The respect to the tradition that has been protected over the years. So I don't agree with the opinion that chiefs, because I have my lot of reservations for chiefs. People would say, when chiefs are given the power, the authority into politics to have crucial decisions. Now, let's look at the various mining communities in Ghana, especially in the Ahafo area. From when you go to Atrinsia, when you go to Jedu, when you go to Kenya, say number 1, number 2. Those areas within the Ahafo enclave, where we have the New Mount Ghana, and other, how beneficial have those mining that accrue huge amount of money? How much has that influenced the people, the lives of the people over there? We go and they are taking high amount of money from the mining communities as royalties, and you have a large, go to and see their palaces, so huge, a large amount of cars in their cars, and the people are suffering. The people are not even getting opportunities to work over there. So there is a lot of case study that shows how these chiefs haven't really influenced their communities they find themselves when they have direct influence. So they having a say in our political discourse. It's not really going to bring anything good to the Ghanaian at large. But then deep within these politicians, there are some of them, we know where they belong. They will not show through their party membership, but then through conversations, through their opinions, through their views, you will know where they are inclining to.
Right. Political colorization among chiefs, how beneficial and of what influence does it have? We want to hear from you. We want you to like, subscribe, and comment on 45 TV Politics on 45 TV. We want to hear from you, viewers. We come here and we bring you the most scintillating topics. These are topics of pertinence that we want it, to be talked about by everybody. We want everyone to engage in it. Now, on the subject of influence and benefit, I believe that chiefs further destroy any ounce of respect that they have if they take political sides.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I agree. There is no objection to that. When a chief take a political side, because we are in a community where people opine to different political ideology. There are people that would want to understand politics from this perspective, but the chiefs are always, because when there is a case presented before a chief to settle, because you have the royal court, knowing very well that this chief is from party A and this chief is from party B. When a non-party A member brings a case and ends up losing, the whole community are going to point fingers that he ruled against him or her because of having divergent political views.
Yes, right. But you know that our form of governance within our cultural setting is not democratic, right? And usually chiefs wield this level of power where when they rule on a matter, they are supposed to be fair. They're supposed to be just. But when they rule on a matter, it's like, say, opinion Jariana and Siasa, right? Or Henny Jaria, whatever they say, right? Now, this is a chief that is faced with giving or certain bad precedent. Then he dons political colors. That is going to cause chaos in the community.
I agree with I've agreed right from the onset of our discussion that given a chief drawing himself into a political facet, in fact, he would have the right to criticize a certain government. That is what we're supposed to do when things are not going on right, because he's the representative of the people. He represents the people. He's the leader of the people. Right? Ghana is one country that we revere our cultural practices. But in all ethnic groups in Ghana, being in an Akan, being in a Guan, being in a Ga, being in a Dangme, being a Dagomba, being all other ethnic groups in Ghana, down to the tribes, all have their traditional rulers, all have their chiefs. And these are people that are so much revered. So the moment their opinions, their actions are just aligned to one political party, they would shy away from speaking the truth. Just as we see the government always in power. Look at what Sophia Ekufu, when she was Chief Justice. Look at her conversations, and now fine, nobody would.
I was going to come to that. That was going to become an addendum, or better, just so to say, to the topic we are discussing. I was going to say that, what do you think is the role, or what are we seeing with people of influence now, right? Who at one point were serving an institution and are no longer serving an institution, and they are giving their thoughts. Well, I was going to ask, what do you think of that? But you just mentioned Sophia Ekufu, so I'll let you take it.
That is something that we should be condemning. I want to look at it from two perspectives here. the message and the messenger. For the message, it's better late than never. No matter how long it has taken, speaking the truth is good. But then sometimes, why would you always speak the truth when you are not within the system? Because someone like her, being a chief justice, being the head of the judicial system in Ghana, what is the role of the judiciary? To offer checks and balances to the executive arm of government.
And the legislative, yes. You oversee.
You oversee. Yeah. So if within that role, you couldn't be able to oversee certain things that were happening, you were able to, and you supervised a government full of corruption, corrupt acts, and now you are out of the government when your words are not going to weigh too much weight.
Devil's advocate here. There is a saying that the wheels of justice, move slowly, and it's not much ado about nothing with Sophia Akuffo. She could argue that she played her role as a chief justice because what was the judiciary supposed to do? They're supposed to interpret the laws, right? And she cannot, of her own volition, interpret any law unless somebody challenges the law and brings it to her courts, right? So she feels that, like you said, checks and balances and the separation of powers, she is limited by these things. She cannot activate something unless somebody triggers the law.
What you are saying is true, but then, in how things work sometimes now, let's look at the case where the parliament presented the LGBTQ plus bill to be assented by the president. What happened? There was somebody, I don't know, in a way, found a way to notify the president that such a bill was coming. There was a counter case that was presented to the Supreme Court.
Okay. Yeah, it's true. So,
to be able to, hold on. So if in your power, you can't do that. Like Riley said, there are ways you could do for some of these things to come to you. Because she rightly said that when Brian Champon was interviewed with the Smith case, Brian Champon said that it is not a matter of conflict of interest. When Sophia Akuffo was asked, she said that it is not up to Brian Champon to explain what conflict of interest means here.
True.
It is not up to him. And she was able to explain very well that whatever he did here was a matter of conflict of interest. And he says that SNIT over the years, or government agencies over the years, this is what they do. They try to make these institutions lose its face value. They deliberately, intentionally allow some of these things to lose its face value. The moment it loses its face value, they find a way to sell it.
Right.
And when they sell it, they themselves will gather themselves and end up buying it. And according to it is a practice that has been happening years and years and years and years. And she's saying it. And we all know about that.
Right. So somebody should have triggered the law.
Somebody should have triggered the law. Somebody should have, if she couldn't do it,
yes,
at least she could have found a way, allow somebody to trigger the law. It comes to her and she used her power as a chief justice to be able to correct things. Right. But then she was in the system, enjoying the system. Now out of the system, not enjoying things in the system. Somebody could say that she's speaking out of envy, out of jealousy.
Well, envy and jealousy is not the words I would use. Somebody might also say that she's only protecting the little that she has left in pension.
Maybe.
Because you're talking about SNIT here. But then, we're not going to be lost in the joke. What she's saying and what's been discussed now and what you are saying is very, very important, right? It's as important as our next topic. Want to talk about road tolls. Amo Akwanta, former road minister, one day shocked the whole of Ghana with the news where he said that from now onwards, there will be no tolls to be collected at the toll booth. He shut it down, right? And then government supported the idea. They're saying that it was the best for the nation, where some people, in fact, some learned luminaries came up and said that even in advanced countries, tolls are being collected at a road. Is either you modernize your toll collection or you do something to enhance that, because we all know what road tolls go into. This year's mid-year budget, the 2024 mid-year budget, Adams, finance minister, honorable, did reading in Parliament that they spent 10 billion. Is it 10 billion Ghana cedis? In maintaining roads, and the ancillary roads, and then all these other roads. After that announcement, my brother, upon Nkrumah Kojo, Honorable, comes up and says that government has plans to reintroduce road toll collection. What's going on?
Ghana, sometimes some of the things we do, it's tantamount to what I would call comedy. You see, the taking away of road tolls at that point in time didn't make sense. And the idea that Ghana has spent a lot of money in roads, so road tolls is going to subsidize that huge expenditure. It's also a huge lie, in the sense that, look, over the years, how is the collection of road tolls in Ghana being done? If they are still going to maintain the ways the road tolls were being taken over the years, then whatever they are trying to do doesn't make a little bit of sense. Not one bit. Why am I trying to say this? Over the years, those people in these road tolls, they take the money and a chunk of the money goes into their pocket. There is no checks and balances. And when these road tolls were taken away, it in a way helped reduce traffic in our roads. Because when I was in Kumasi, I used to ply a lot on one of the roads that had tolls, and it was a road that was leading to my hometown. And when the road tolls were taken away, it was able to reduce the high level of traffic, the massive traffic that was on that road. So these road tolls, the money goes into those people inside that small box. There is no checks and balances. And funny enough, most of these buildings or most of these small shelves that they sit in to take the tolls, most of them were destroyed. So government is also going to raise money again to build all those structures once again.
Smarts of corruption.
It's smart of correction. It's corruption again that they are trying to raise again. And there again, is somebody going to sneak inside and collect the monies? We are in the 21st century. They are saying digitalization. So is somebody still going to be inside and taking those monies, which leads to road traffic, which leads to embezzlement of funds? A lot of things ought to be set right. And what did they say? That e-levy was introduced because there is nothing like road tolls. Are they going to cut away e-levy?
I learned they are still collecting COVID funds, COVID levies.
Fine, but then it's ridiculous.
No, I'm responding to your question. If they are going to stop taking e-levy, because you're saying they are taking e-levy, they said
that is what they told us.
Yeah, they said. The government. Yeah. They are taking e-levy because, there isn't a need for road tolls and these other levies, right? But you're asking a question. If they're bringing back road tolls, are they going to stop taking e-levy? Yeah. Right? And my answer to that is they're still taking COVID levies.
They are still taking COVID levies for reasons that you and I do not know why they are still taking that amount of that money. But then this e-levy was something that was opposed for COVID levy. The system, we didn't impose it. But then Parliament, in fact, it took a lot for this e-levy, a lot of impersonation in Parliament. When somebody impersonated for Adwoa Safo up until now, that case.
And I think even Parliament is not even investigating
Parliament is not investigating it. You see, sometimes I lose faith in our Parliament system.
But it shows how porous our Parliament is.
Very porous. Both sides, the MPP and the NDC. Not because it's a family and a friendship thing in the Parliament. Away from Parliament.
Are we serious with governance?
We are not. Because how in a serious country someone will impersonate a certain minister
allegedly
who allegedly impersonate a minister, an MP, and vote. That is something that should be looked at. But then up until now, in fact, on the last show, there was a discussion about Ahiagba's name not being in the voters register, but Ahiagba found a way to vote in elections.
Ways and means.
There are a lot of questions need to
And now, even with Ahiangba's thing, I hear Electoral Commission saying that they are still looking into it. How many years after the election?
Look, there was a shooting in Techiman South up until now where it came live. It's not even been fully investigated. You think that they are going to so much deep into whatever Ahiangba did? No way.
Especially when Ahiangba's government is in power.
No, lives were lost in the elections.
Yes.
Nothing has been found. So this issue pertaining to rotos, if they are really bringing it, they should let Ghanaians get to know what it actually entails. How is the funds going to be collected? Is it going to be collected digitally? If it's still going to be taken in person, then it's a lost cause.
It's a lost cause, ladies and gentlemen. We are asking you, our dear viewers, to subscribe, like, and comment. Don't forget to share. Keep sharing our YouTube channels. Keep sharing our Facebook channels. Keep sharing our Instagram channels. It's 45 TV. Keep sharing. We keep bringing you the best of the best. I'm here with Derrick, and we're talking about nothing but Ghana. It concerns you and it concerns me. Talking about digitalization, there is one important thing that Mr. Digitalization has been talking about, right? That Derrick and I are going to delve into.
And I'm also happy to note, Your Majesty, that Ghana early next year will be introducing a credit scoring system for individuals. That credit scoring system, every individual will have a credit score. Right now, our credit scoring system does not exist. So everybody is seen as risky, and the interest rates are high. But we are going to move into individualized credit scoring. So if you don't pay your loan, you have low credit scores, isn't it? And if you go for a loan, you'll have a problem. But if you are diligent in repaying your loans, then your credit score will be high.
Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia says that he wants phone accessibility to get to everybody, where, with 1 cedi, 2 cedi, you can own a phone and then you can be making payment. He talked about, introducing. After introducing the subject, I'll say something briefly on that. He talked about introducing a credit scoring system in Ghana. It is believed that such a system already exists, but it's just being running on a small scale, right?
Oh, really? I don't know about that.
I learned people who work in the government agencies, that system is being test run on them, right? But he talked about rolling it out, and he linked it to the mobile phone system. I want your take on it genuinely.
With the mobile phone system that he said, I don't want to believe that the 1 Ghana city, the 2 Ghana cities he's saying it. He meant it literally. I don't want to believe that. Because if he really meant it, then it's impossible, in the sense that how much more is an iPhone? When you want to buy an iPhone 13, an iPhone 12, even iPhone X, how much is it?
Maybe he wants you to pay till perpetuity. Your great-grandchildren is to come and be paying.
The funny thing is that we do not have stability with the dollar. So if today it is $100 iPhone that you bought, and you are paying 1 Ghana cedi, how much more is the 1 Ghana cedi in a dollar equivalent?
Yeah.
So if you are using 10 years to pay for that amount of money per the agreement that you had, and per the bank that is sustaining you to pay. So when there is an issue with our dollar rate, how is it the bank that suffers? Which bank is going to commit him or herself to such situation? So I genuinely don't want to believe that he literally meant that 1 cedi, 2 Ghana. Probably it is he wanted to say something, but he used that as an example. I don't want to believe. If that's what he said, then whatever he said, that genuinely doesn't make sense. Now onto the credit scoring system.
Yes.
It is not a bad thing, but you must ask yourself, Ghana in our current predicament, is it a necessity? It is so much importance to the ordinary Ghanaian citizen. There are a lot of things that ought to be looked at for the ordinary Ghanaian citizen, not the credit scoring system. You introduce this kind of system when we fix a lot of issues. One pressing issue that over the years government overlook is our transport system. Our transport system, in fact, this government actually set up, this government has about 4 ministries. We have the Ministry for
Railways,
the Ministry for Roads and Ministry of Roads and Highways, and the Ministry of Transport.
Yes, it's true.
This is 3 ministries basically and practically doing the same job. How is our railway system? There isn't a railway system that links Accra to Kumasi.
No.
There isn't a railway system that links Sunyani to even Kumasi. There is a railway system that links the northern, the 3 northern region to any city in the south. These are some of the things that they should be looked at. But then he's going on to look at the credit scoring system. Look, there is somebody in Accra who is burdened, hugely burdened with issues pertaining to rent. Because the amount of money people receive at the end of the month, sometimes it is so disheartening. I spoke to a friend over the weekend, and he works where he received, they receive, in fact, it doesn't amount to $20 a month. It doesn't amount to $20 a month. Imagine somebody moving far away from his village because there is no job to come into the city, and the person is paying money for huge rent. How would a person live a life? And you ask yourself that you are introducing a credit scoring system. This person is going to be burdened for life. The ordinary Ghanaian citizen is going to be burdened for life. His life is going to be in debt for life because he's going to be using all his monies over the years to be paying debt. He's going to live a debt life.
Yeah. And talking about Ghanaians being burdened for a very long time, for life, like you're saying, is that, before you even introduce a credit scoring system, can we look at the indicators and the parameters, right? You are looking at comparing yourself with established Western economies like the US, Canada, and for want of a better, even Europe. These countries have unemployment rates in single digit or even near negative, right? These countries have a well laid out structure in managing their economies. These are economies that produce. These are economies that are well functioning, where corruption and other things are being kept. We're not saying that there isn't corruption.
There is everywhere.
There is corruption everywhere. These are countries where they have a robust financial system. Here in Ghana, is a case where the central bank is even working on crutches, right? For 4 straight years under this government, I bet to even say 6 straight years under this government, the Central Bank of Ghana, after the bank sector cleanup, has registered losses. And its biggest of the losses was this year. So I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's misplaced priorities.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We are saddled with debt. We've not cleared our debt. Our national debt as a country is near 74 billion. We have not done anything about it. We are still hand in arms, right? Going about begging like some caliber somewhere, saying that, oh, Allah, we are taking monies from places, to try to pay off our debt. We haven't solved these core issues. This kind of endoparasitic issue we have, because it's internal, right? We've not solved them, but we're talking of a credit scoring system, After all of this, look at the e-levy like this. The man talking about the credit scoring system is the same person that said that he will not support e-levy. E-levy is not the way to go. He says that there is no way somebody should be taxed for mobile money. People are paying a heck of a tax on just having of just holding money, right? This is what e-levy is about. if I have money, which is on my electronic wallet, right? Whatever I do with it, transaction-wise, I am paying a tax on it, you know? Then now you're going to introduce a credit scoring system where if I pull some my little 10 CD or 20 CD, right? Because I own any brand of phone, right? I'll be paying plus interest from that 10 CD. I think that, we just want to burden Ghanaians with unnecessary things.
Yeah, I agree. It's like we all have rightly agreed on this subject. It's something that when it comes in with our current situation in Ghana, people are even going to end up abusing it. Because you get a credit scoring system, go to a bank gives you a credit card with some amount of CDs on it. The ordinary Ghanaian who is not working, this is an opportunity for me to buy that thing that I was always wanting to get to buy. The person buys it and the person is not getting a job. And the interest rate will keep on accruing over the years, over the months. The moment the person gets a job, which isn't even a well-paying job, the person's life, he wouldn't be able to even enjoy the amount of money that they are earning. So first things first, there should be measures put in place to stabilize the economy. There should be measures put in place to put the living standard conditions of the people in check. Then we can roll out a credit scoring system. Because with the credit scoring system coming on with our current predicament, where the bridge between the poor and the rich
keeps on
getting wider and wider and wider. With such a system, with the average earning Ghanaian worker getting this, it's really going to overburden them.
Right.
It's going to give them the opportunity to want to borrow more. You also what happened on the internet with this quick credit.
I just wanted to make a point so that I remarked that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, but I'm not saying this is a novel idea. It's not. I was going to talk about the MTN quick loans. I'm going to talk about the FIDO loans, right? Because FIDO, I don't even want to mention them because they're not sponsoring us. Yeah, but FIDO, I think they run a quasi credit scoring system. Your ability, even with the MTN quick loans, the ability to pay the loans, right? Will demonstrate how much they should give you if they should increase it.
Exactly.
So they run something of a sort. But I want to make a quick remark right there. With the MTN quick loans and FIDO loans and all these other small loans that they give to these people, this money goes to these people to maybe invest or to start an enterprise or maybe get something turned around, right? So the money is definitely going to start something. But here's the case. You're bringing credit scoring system for me to own a mobile phone. What am I going to do with a mobile phone when I have not eaten?
That is what I'm saying. That
when I don't have a job.
With what he said, I would try to act ignorant and assume he was speaking literally, using a mobile phone as just an example. Because if that's the case, a mobile phone is not a necessity. In fact, even here, how many people would want to even use somebody that is not working, somebody that is not earning much? How many people would want to use their credit card for some of these things?
Right, but I doubt he was speaking literally. Because when he made the pronouncement, right, at the rally, I think he went to meet another youth in the north. And here he was actually mocking the NDC, saying that they are saying that his idea won't work. And he was trying to demonstrate how it was going to work for everybody to purchase a mobile phone. Don't forget, before he talked about it, the main policy he's trying to send to Ghanaians is accessibility to communication devices, which is a mobile phone. So I don't think that he was talking figuratively. That's the literal meaning. He was talking of accessibility to mobile devices, and he's linking your ability to own a mobile device to a credit scoring system. He's basically talking about how you acquire phones in the West, right? But here's the case: this person doesn't have a job to be able to finance. This is a financing programs, right? There is nothing that one can kind of count on to finance a lifestyle. You know, if you want to see anything that defies economics, look at the ordinary Ghanaian. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, you see, on top of what you are saying, fine. Someone could say that, oh, in here in the Western world too, there is a rate of unemployment here, granted. But then owning a phone, it shouldn't be a priority. And have Ghanaians complain that we can't buy mobile phones. Ghanaians haven't complained that we want to buy mobile phones. The ordinary Ghanaian, everyone, almost about 80% of the Ghanaian population owns a smartphone. Having access to smartphone is not too much of a big deal. It's not a luxury. It's not something that I would need. In fact, somebody could use his 11 Pro, his iPhone 6, iPhone 7, whatever that your 12 Pro Max, whatever your 14 can do. To go to Google, be on WhatsApp, be on Telegram, be on social media. That's the same thing that your 12 Pro Max will do. So if you are a low income earning person, why would you want to go to a bank with your credit scoring system that, oh, I have a good credit, give me a high definition phone on credit so that I get to pay it for this number of years? It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. We bring this to a wrap. But bringing this to a wrap is important for viewers to know this. Indulge me to take you down memory lane. Prior to the Y2K era, prior to the 2000s, we were using analog phones. Not everybody had the luxury of owning it. In fact, it was luxury to own an analog phone. However, with the advent of the fourth industrial revolution, phone became not a necessity. It just became just something that one owns. In homes now, kids at the age of 4 years, 5 years, have mobile phones. They have mobile phones that are so equipped. They're watching Cocomelon and whatnot. You just name it. Is it a priority? Is it a necessity? That is what Derrick and I have been looking at, and we hope that you know in your hearts that this sits nowhere in the very important things we desire. It is, in fact, a misplaced priority, and we think the MPP should take a second look at this. Thank you so much for listening to us, viewing our show on 45 TV. We cannot end without saying subscribe, like, and comment. Once again, it's Derrick and Jude bringing you politics on 45 TV. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.